You know that moment when you step into deep snow and instantly regret every life choice that led you there? Yeah, that stops today. Because in this video, we're breaking down the 6 best snowshoes that actually make winter hiking feel fun, stable, and way less exhausting. Stick around because each one is for a slightly different kind of person, from casual weekend wanderers to I'm climbing that icy ridge just because it's there types. All right, let's start. 6. G2 Go Together Lightweight Snowshoes. These are kind of the gateway snowshoes. Light, approachable, and surprisingly comfortable if you're newer to snowshoeing or just heading out on mellow trails. The deck is made from a lightweight HDPE material that gives you good float over packed snow and moderate powder without feeling like you're dragging around 2 dinner tables strapped to your feet. You get that nice balance of support and agility, especially in the 21 to 25-inch sizing range. That's pretty common for day hikes. What stands out right away is the binding system. G2 uses an EVA padded ratchet binding, which is basically the same idea as snowboard-style straps. Quick clicks, easy adjustments, and no wrestling with frozen buckles. That EVA padding across the top of your foot makes a bigger difference than you'd expect on longer walks because it spreads out the pressure instead of digging into one spot. There's also a heel lift bar built in, which is clutch once you hit an uphill stretch and your calves start screaming. Flick that up and suddenly the climb feels way more manageable. Traction-wise, these are good enough for most rolling terrain. And that's kind of the theme with the G2. You've got metal crampons under the ball of the foot and some traction teeth toward the back, so on packed snow and light ice, you feel planted and in control. On moderate inclines, they bite in well, and the flexible pivot bar under the foot gives you a pretty natural stride. 5. MSR Evo Trail Snowshoes. The MSR is where things start to get more serious, especially in terms of traction and durability. These are kind of the workhorse snowshoes for rolling terrain and packed trails. They use a molded plastic deck instead of aluminum framing, which sounds basic, but it's insanely tough and shrugs off rocks, roots, and whatever early season snow tries to hide under a dusting of white. At 22 inches, they're compact and maneuverable, and you can add optional 6-inch tails if you need more flotation and deep powder, or you're carrying a heavy pack. The traction on the Evo Trail is honestly impressive for the price. MSR uses steel traction rails that run lengthwise under the shoe and a serious center crampon under the ball of your foot, plus brake bars molded into the deck itself. So when you're traversing icy sections or descending, you feel those teeth biting in, not just scraping across the surface. It's the kind of traction that makes you confident stepping on firm, wind-packed slopes, where cheaper aluminum crampons might chatter and slide. The bindings on the newer versions use Paraglide-style stretch mesh with roller buckles or simple rubber straps, depending on the specific model, and they're designed to work well with bulky winter boots. They hug your foot without creating hot spots, and once you dial them in, they stay put. Putting them on with gloves is pretty straightforward, which matters when it's cold and you don't feel like doing finger gymnastics in the snow. Number 4. Tubbs Flex RDG Snowshoe. And this is where comfort and convenience really start to shine. The big headline feature is the custom wrap binding with a BOA closure system. Instead of fiddling with multiple straps, you step in, twist the dial, and the whole binding cinches evenly around your foot. It sounds like a small thing, but on a cold morning when your hands are stiff, that twist and go feel is magic. It also pulls the heel strap into the system, so your entire foot is locked in with one motion. Underfoot, the traction package is serious. You've got a carbon steel toe crampon placed right under your weight for powerful bite, plus 3D curved traction rails along the sides to keep you locked in on side hills. Those side rails really matter when you're traversing a sloped trail and don't want to feel like you're about to slide sideways with every step. Progressive molded snow breaks in the deck and soft strike zone also help with downhill control and cushioning, making each step feel smoother and less jarring. The Flex in Flex RDG comes from the flexible tail and deck. Instead of being completely rigid, the rear of the snowshoe flexes with your stride, which reduces strain on your ankles and knees over long distances. It also helps the snowshoe stay in better contact with uneven terrain, improving traction without feeling stiff or clunky. 3. Retrospec Drifter Snowshoes. The Retrospec Drifter is a fantastic sweet spot option for beginners and casual snowshoers who still care about real performance. These snowshoes use a lightweight aluminum frame with a durable deck that gives you solid flotation without feeling heavy or bulky. On your feet, they feel balanced, enough length to keep you from post-holing constantly, but not so long that you're tripping over your own steps when the trail gets tight or twisty. The traction setup is surprisingly capable for the price. You've got steel crampons under the ball of the foot and along the perimeter, giving you confident grip on firm snow, rolling hills, and moderately icy patches. Combined with a full floating pivot system, the toe section rotates naturally with your stride, letting the crampons dig in as you push off. It feels smoother and more natural than budget models where the deck tries to move as one rigid slab under your foot. Bindings are a big part of why the Drifter works so well for newer users. The double ratchet system is intuitive. Slide your foot in, click the straps down, and you're dialed. It's easy to get in and out even with gloves on, and the fit feels secure without creating pressure points. That ease of use matters when you're trying snowshoeing for the first time and don't want your entire day dominated by figuring out your gear. Now, to keep it real, there are a couple of caveats. Some users report occasional durability concerns, especially around the binding system over heavy use. 2. Odoland Snowshoes with Trekking Poles. The Odoland Snowshoe set is kind of the value powerhouse in this lineup. You're not just getting snowshoes, you're getting a full 4-in-1 kit. Snowshoes, trekking poles, waterproof leg gaiters, and a carrying bag. If you're new to snowshoeing and thinking, I don't even know what accessories I need, this takes all the guesswork out. You open the bag, gear up, and you're ready to go. The snowshoes themselves use a lightweight aluminum alloy frame with a durable deck, which keeps things light but sturdy underfoot. The 21 to 25-inch sizes hit that sweet spot for most adults, giving enough surface area for good flotation on packed and moderately deep snow without making every step feel like hard work. They're designed for all ages, all-around use, so they don't feel overly specialized or twitchy. Traction is handled by aluminum alloy crampons that are built to stay grippy even in very cold temperatures, down to around -40 degrees conditions. That's key because cheap metals can get brittle in extreme cold. But here, the crampons are designed to keep biting into ice and packed snow without feeling sketchy. Under the heel and forefoot, you get enough teeth to feel confident on light climbs and descents, especially when you're using the included poles for extra balance. Bindings use ratchet-style straps that are simple and secure. Slide your boot in, pull the straps tight, and lock them down. It's straightforward, and the system works well with a range of boot shapes and sizes. 1. Gpeng Snowshoes. These are the pair that, just feels right for the widest range of people and conditions. They use upgraded aluminum alloy for the frame, which keeps them light but tough. And that matters when you're out for a few hours and every extra ounce starts to show up in your legs. The deck gives you solid flotation across packed trails and softer snow, so you're not constantly punching through and burning energy. Where Gpeng really shines is in the traction. The crampons are made from high-quality aluminum with a design focused on strong grip forward, backward, and on slight side hills. You step down and feel the teeth lock into the snow instead of skating across the surface. That translates to real confidence when you're on icy sections or rolling uneven terrain. It's the kind of grip that lets you look around and enjoy the scenery instead of staring at your feet, wondering if they're about to slip. The bindings are user-friendly and secure, working well with typical winter boots for men, women, youth, and even older kids. They're designed so you can get in and out quickly, adjust tension easily, and not constantly retighten things every 10 minutes. Once you've dialed in your fit, they stay put, which is exactly what you want if you're out exploring with family or friends and don't want to be the one holding everyone up fussing with straps. Final thought. And there you go, 6 of the best snowshoes ranked from good to absolutely dialed in.